Nature did not design these flowers to be beautiful. In the world of extreme evolution, beauty is irrelevant. It is nothing more than a side effect. What you are about to see are 25 biological machines. Each one has been engineered over millions of years to solve survival problems that seem like science fiction. These are not pretty plants. They are biological anomalies, specimens so advanced they look like they were designed in a lab on another planet. We have discovered plants that act like furnaces, actually heating their bodies to the temperature of a living animal to attract prey. We've found mechanical prisons that use one-way windows to trap insects, and parasites that have abandoned the sun entirely, living for decades in total darkness, feeding off others. The alien looks you see, it isn't a glitch, it is the evidence of high-level engineering. The stranger a flower looks, the more advanced the technology inside it. These are the 25 most alien-like flowers ever found on Earth, ranked by the complexity of their biological design. Plant number 25. Most climbing vines produce flowers in simple clusters. Parasite venusta produces what looks like a biological explosion. These are not petals arranged for decoration. They are aerodynamic tubes, engineered to fit the long beaks of hummingbirds while they are hovering in midair. The bright orange is actually a light beacon. Birds and bees see the world in different colors. This specific shade of orange is invisible to most insects, but it glows like a neon sign for birds. This plant doesn't want bees. It wants high-precision pollinators with long bills. Plant number 24. This is not a rose. It is a succulent in thermal shutdown. The tightly rolled layers you see are the plant folding inward, a survival response to extreme heat and drought. It is essentially hiding from the sun. When the air is too dry, it closes into a tight ball to protect its internal moisture. It only reopens when the temperature drops. This design allows it to survive in volcanic rock cracks where there is almost no soil. It doesn't need a garden, it needs a fortress. Plant number 23. The hive pod does not grow like a normal flower. It is a waxy architectural tower, a stacked series of separate chambers. The entire tower isn't actually the flower, it's a housing system. The real, tiny flowers only emerge from these chambers for a few hours before disappearing. This massive structure is built to last for months in the rainforest, acting as a permanent billboard to attract pollinators in a crowded jungle. Plant number 22. These flowers look like they were manufactured in a factory rather than grown in a garden. Each flower is coated in a thick wax to prevent water loss. Because this plant grows on tree bark instead of in the ground, it doesn't have a constant water source. It literally drinks moisture directly from the humid air. That glimmering droplet you see in the center? That's a precision-engineered nectar trap designed to guide moths in the dark. Plant number 21. This specimen does not smell like a flower. It smells like a crime scene. The long, hair-like parts are designed to mimic the texture of rotting meat. Flies land on it, thinking they've found a place to feed or lay eggs. But there is no food here. This is a deception strategy. The plant offers zero reward. It simply tricks the flies into carrying its pollen to the next location. Plant number 20. This flower doesn't mimic an insect. It mimics a human. The petals form a head, arms, and legs. This isn't a coincidence. It's a geometry trick. Certain bees are hard-wired to recognize symmetrical shapes. By mimicking a recognizable body form, the flower tricks the bee's brain into landing. It is an evolutionary hack, using face recognition to ensure survival. Plant number 19. This is the Sturt's desert pea. It thrives in one of the most hostile environments on Earth, the Australian outback. We're talking about extreme UV radiation and soil with almost zero nutrients. The deep red petals aren't for us. Look at that black, shiny center. It's called a boss. It reflects ultraviolet light in a way humans can't see, acting as a runway marker for native bees. But its real secret is underground. This plant is a nitrogen fixer. It has the rare ability to pull fertilizer directly out of the air to feed itself when the soil is dead. Plant number 18. This specimen looks more like a piece of industrial equipment than a living organism. It is a cylindrical brush made of up to 1,000 individual flowers packed into a single cone. This plant is engineered for fire. Its seed pods are serotinous, meaning they are sealed shut with a biological glue that only melts at high temperatures. In the wild, it can hold its seeds for years, waiting for a bushfire to burn the forest down. For this plant, fire isn't destruction. It's the unlock key for the next generation. Plant number 17, the white egret orchid. At first glance, you'd think this is a bird frozen in time. But this isn't just visual mimicry. Those fringed wings are actually a mechanical signaling system. As air passes through the fringe, it creates a specific type of turbulence, a vibration in the air. This vibration is tuned to the exact frequency that triggers a landing response in hawk moths. It doesn't use scent or color to guide its pollinator. It uses aerodynamics. Plant number 16. The king protea is not a single flower, it's a colony. What you see is a collection of hundreds of tiny living units surrounded by a mechanical shield of spiked leaves. It is built to survive the fire-prone landscape of South Africa. Beneath the soil, it hides a lignituber, a woody storage tank for energy. Even if a fire wipes out everything above ground, this plant can regrow itself entirely from its underground base. It doesn't just survive fire, it waits for it to clear out the competition. Plant number 15, known as hot lips. This plant produces what looks like a pair of bright red lips. But these aren't actually petals, they are modified leaves called bracts. In the dense rainforests of Central America, less than 2% of sunlight reaches the ground. A tiny white flower would be invisible here. These red lips act as a long-range billboard. They catch the eye of hummingbirds from a distance, bringing them in for the transaction, which is the actual white flower hidden inside. Without the billboard, the business of pollination would never happen. Plant number 14. This flower is a master of fraud. It has engineered its body to replicate the texture, shape, and even the smell of a female bee with terrifying precision. It releases a chemical scent that mimics a bee's mating perfume. Male bees are tricked into attempting to mate with the flower, a process scientists call fake mating. During this struggle, the plant glues its pollen onto the bee's head. The bee gets no nectar and no reward. It is simply used as a delivery driver for the plant's genetic material. Plant number 13, growing 8,000 feet up in the freezing mountains of Patagonia. This flower lives where most insects simply cannot survive. To stay alive, it had to strike a trade agreement with birds. That white pouch you see is a food package. It's a high-fat snack specifically designed for a bird called the Sierra finch. While the bird eats the snack, the flower's pollen is brushed onto the bird's head in an environment with no insects. This plant literally pays a bird in high-energy oils just to help it reproduce. Plant number 12, the monkey orchid. While we see a face, the plant sees a complex chemical lab. It grows in the high cloud forests of Ecuador, where it needs to attract tiny gnats to survive. The monkey face is actually just a side effect of the flower's mechanical parts. The real trick is the smell. The flower releases a scent that mimics ripe citrus fruit. Interestingly, there is no citrus fruit in this forest. The gnats arrive expecting a fruit feast, only to find themselves trapped in a chemical deception designed to move pollen. Plant number 11. This is not a flower. It is a high-tech insect prison. The top of the tube is covered in translucent windows that let light pass through. When a fly enters, it gets confused by the light from the windows and tries to fly upward to escape. But those windows are solid. Downward pointing hairs act like a one-way gate, making it impossible to crawl out. The fly is held for exactly 48 hours until the hairs wither away. This scheduled release ensures the fly is completely covered in pollen before it is allowed to leave for the next prison. Plant number 10, the black bat flower. Achieving a true black color is nearly impossible in nature, but this plant manages it by stacking layers of dark pigment. Most flowers avoid black because it absorbs too much heat, but this plant wants to look like decaying matter to attract specific flies. Look at those long whiskers. Some reach nearly 12 inches. They catch the slightest breeze to create air vibrations that mimic the movement of something disturbed in the shadows. It is a master of mechanical deception, looking like death without using any smell at all. Plant number 9. This flower is so rare that it is illegal to export it from its native countries. It grows in a tiny geographic range in Southeast Asia and refuses to grow anywhere else. The parrot shape isn't for show. It is a functional machine. The hooded petal at the top forces bees into one exact position. This ensures the bee makes perfect contact with the plant's reproductive parts every single time. It is a masterpiece of functional geometry, a design so specific that even humans haven't been able to replicate its growth outside of its native soil. Most people overlook the engineering happening in their own backyards. We are building a full series on this biological architecture. If you value zero fluff, science-backed botany, consider joining this channel. It will change how you see your garden forever. Plant number 8. The blue passion flower. Those strange hair-like rings are not decorative. They are a spatial sorting system. The rings are designed to sort insects by size. Because each ring is a different distance from the center, a small bee will only touch one part of the plant, while a large carpenter bee, because of its body length, will touch another. This allows the flower to process multiple different insects at the same time without mixing up its biological functions. It is a sorting machine disguised as a flower. Plant number 7, the jade vine. This is one of the most alien-looking specimens in existence, producing chains of flowers up to 3 feet long. It is one of the only flowers on Earth that is bioluminescent under ultraviolet light, meaning it literally glows. This glow isn't for us. It's a landing light for the giant golden crowned flying fox, a massive bat that is now critically endangered. The engineering here is tragic, because the bat is disappearing. The jade vine is dying out with it. It is a masterpiece of evolution that is failing because its mechanical partner is going extinct. It is a glowing signal in a forest that is slowly going quiet. Plant number 6, found 60,000 feet up in the Andes Mountains. This plant takes up to 20 years to produce a single flower spike. Once it blooms, the plant dyes the color you are seeing, a metallic turquoise. It is one of the rarest colors in all of botany. Most plants simply don't have the chemistry to create this shade. This specimen achieves it through structural coloration, using copper-based pigments and specialized cell walls that reflect light like a mirror. It builds a color that technically shouldn't exist in the natural world. Plant number 5. Stapelia gigantea is a biological con on a massive scale. This flower grows up to 15 inches across and is covered in fine hairs that mimic the texture of animal skin. It doesn't just look like a dead animal, it acts like one. Through a process called thermogenesis, it actually generates its own heat, making the flower feel like a warm, living body. It then releases a chemical compound called dimethyltrisulfide, the exact scent of decaying protein. Flies are so convinced that they land and lay eggs on the petals. Their larvae won't survive because there is no real food here. The plant consumes nothing. It simply uses the fly's desperation to move its pollen. Plant number 4, Hydnora africana, has abandoned almost everything we associate with being a plant. It has no leaves. It has no roots. It has no chlorophyll. It cannot even use the sun for energy. This is a pure parasite, an organism that survives entirely by plugging into the root systems of other plants and stealing their nutrients. For years, it lives as an invisible mass of tissue deep underground. When it finally surfaces, it looks like an alien egg. It produces the scent of waste to attract scarab beetles into its underground chamber. Once they enter, the chamber seals shut. It holds the beetles captive until its pollination work is done. It doesn't need the sun. It doesn't need soil. It only surfaces to reproduce. It then disappears back into the darkness. It is a plant that has evolved to be a pure parasite. Plant number 3. This flower bears an anatomically precise resemblance to a cinematic helmet, but its engineering predates the movies by millions of years. The helmet is actually a precision-engineered funnel. Small flies are drawn into the dark opening by the scent of decay. Once inside, they hit a one-way valve made of downward-pointing hairs. The fly is forced into a bottom chamber where it is trapped for up to 12 hours. During this time, the plant dusts the fly with pollen. Only when the job is done do the hairs wither away, allowing the fly to exit. Every curve and ridge of this helmet is a calculated machine part designed to guide a fly into a specific position. plant number 2. This is the largest individual flower on Earth. It can grow up to 3 feet wide and weigh over 20 pounds. Like our underground egg, the Rafflesia has no leaves or roots, but its survival strategy is even more extreme. It lives inside the stem of a jungle vine as a microscopic thread of cells, completely invisible until it is ready to bloom. It takes 9 months for a single bud to develop, only to stay open for 5 days before it dies. To ensure its survival in those 5 days, it mimics a large animal carcass, the red color, the white warts, and a chemical scent identical to rotting flesh attract carrion flies from miles away. It doesn't smell like a flower, it smells like death, and that is exactly how it wins. Plant number 1, the Titan Arum. This is the largest structure of its kind on the planet, reaching up to 9 feet tall, but its size isn't the most alien thing about it. This plant is a biological furnace. When it blooms, an event that only happens once every decade, it raises its internal temperature to 98 degrees Fahrenheit, human body temperature. This heat is used to vaporize a chemical scent, projecting the smell of decomposing flesh for over half a mile. It stays open for only 48 hours. It spends 10 years storing energy just to power this furnace for 2 days. The female flowers open on night 1. The male flowers on night 2. By the 3rd day, the entire structure collapses under its own weight. Every other function of this plant is secondary to this single, explosive event. This is the pinnacle of biological architecture. 25 specimens. 25 different solutions to problems most organisms never had to solve. None of these flowers evolved to be admired. They evolved to survive, to deceive, to trap, and to manipulate in conditions where life should have been impossible. The more alien a flower looks, the more advanced the engineering is inside it. That is not a metaphor. That is the biological record. Nature's engineering does not stop with flowers. Our next investigation explores the Wood Wide Web, a fungal intelligence network that connects almost every plant on this list. You can find that case file right here.